guys, it's Modesty and welcome back to my 25 days of Christmas. So today is day 19, which means tomorrow is day 20, which means we are that much closer to Christmas, but I thought I'd share with you guys a few things that I'm just like, I don't know, I was thinking about it. So if you guys remember the video I did where, you know, top red lip products for the holiday season, so it was requested of me or suggested to me to kind of make it a series. So I thought that was a good idea. So I thought about, I'm like, okay, what should I do next? And then I realized it. The market is saturated, absolutely saturated with warm eyeshadow palettes, like to the point where you can just get a headache and you can get confused and you can buy into the FOMO, you know, the fear of missing out, the hype. Is it overhyped? Is it underhyped? There's just, there's so many factors to it, and there's just so many palettes out there. And I feel like there's not a lot of people saying, I mean, I haven't really looked, but I feel like, because I haven't come across any, there isn't a lot of people saying, hey, you don't need every single one of them. Even though it's the new, brand new thing, you might already have something in your collection that is just as good, if not better, more worth your money. So I'm gonna break it down for you. I went through, I mean, I have like pages of notes. I wrote down every single warm eyeshadow palette I have. I broke it down by price, price by shadow, price by gram, how many grams you're getting in the palette, blendability, pigmentation, finger swatches, brush swatches. I broke everything down for you. And I'm gonna tell you, you know, what top 3 palettes you really need, and you can just forget the rest. Because you know, you guys all know my goal here is to save you guys money. And so instead of buying in to the hype and the FOMO of the warm eyeshadow market, just come on over here and I will tell you which ones are really worth it and which ones you can just, you know, move on. So we're just gonna start going through all of my warm eyeshadow palettes. I will be inserting clips of swatches, but right now I'm just gonna be talking to you about the actual palette. So the first one I have in front of me is the Sephora Pro Pigment palette in the warm style. So this is your classic warm shadow palette and has a massive mirror. That's another thing I went through. I went through packaging, accessibility. So this product retails for $68. It's really heavy and sturdy, and the accessibility, you can pick this up in store or online, but only at Sephora. It is a Sephora exclusive because it is by Sephora. It is their store brand. But it is pretty accessible. I know that Sephora has really good fast shipping, and in fact this product right here, even if you just bought this is free shipping because it is $68. So it's not going to cost more than the $68 and tax. So you have 28 shades, and each shade is 1.134 grams, and then so the cost per shadow is $2.42. The pigment in here is amazing. None of the shades are too similar, and that's something that I really focused on, because especially if you look at like a lot of Morphe palettes, there's so many shades that are just like so similar. It's like, why are they there? None of these shades are too similar, you know. These two are similar in shade, but one is a shimmer and one is a matte. You have a all matte, you know, base shade. You have a mid-tone to neutral, very light brown, which is really good beginning transition shade. You have a brow bone highlight right here, or an all-over lid shimmer, and all these are so incredibly pigmented. I mean, just like, I mean, I'm just inserting swatches, but it's so pretty. So that's something that was really important to me, was the fact that none of these are too similar. Like, none of them look similar at all, and I really appreciate that. Finger swatches, amazing, of course. And then the brush swatches, and here's another thing, the brush swatches themselves are also really, really good. So again, I'm going to be inserting clips, but I am going to just show you really quickly. Let me show you one of the shimmers with a brush swatch. And this is not the MAC 242. This is just a fluffy brush. Like, the brush swatch itself, look at this brush swatch itself. Like, that's with a brush. And, you know, even the finger swatches themselves are really, really good. You see? In fact, sometimes the brush swatches are better than the finger swatches. Now, there is one shade in here that is so bad. It is so bad. It is this bottom shade right here. And even all these Sephora employees that I talked to, they said for some reason, something happened with that shade where it just does not want to perform. It's just a dud shade, but you do have 28 shadows in here, so 27 of them are super dope. The black is super black. This palette has absolutely everything, but the crappy part about it is it's $68. But you know what? I'm so happy I got this one. Okay, so the next one on my list is the Urban Decay Naked Heat Palette. This one right here. This one brought a lot of controversy. I happen to love it though. The price of this palette is $54. You can purchase it in-store and online at both Sephora and Ulta. And I think some Macy's now as well, which I think is amazing because I know that Macy's has an Urban Decay section now. So this is a very accessible palette, and also because it is over $50, it has free shipping no matter where you purchase it. So it will be the flat $54 plus, you know, tax wherever you live. There's 12 shades, you have 7 mattes, 5 shimmers. There is 1.3 grams per shadow. In total, you have 15.6 grams of product. That equals out to $3.46 per gram. Each shadow is $4.50. So these shadows are pretty pricey, but Urban Decay shadows perform really, really well. Here is a couple of finger swatches. This is the shade Devil, and I'm going to show you Scorched. So they finger swatch really well. So now I'm just going to do a brush swatch for you guys. I'm going to pick up the same brush that I used for the Sephora one. That's very important. I'm going to show you, I don't want to switch up the brushes. I want to show you which ones perform better. So I'm going to show you the shade Scorched again on the brush. So that is with the brush. That is 3 swipes. Pretty good pigment. Is not to the level of the Sephora Pro palette, but there's also not really much fallout with these at all because it's just Urban Decay shadows have always performed really well. I'm going to swatch another one for you. I'm going to use the other side of the brush. This is the shade Ember. So again, it swatches really well with a brush. These do perform really, really well. The pigment is really good. The swatches are good. It has a nice mirror. It comes with a brush. I've never been a fan of the dual-ended brushes though, but some people do like them. But I do appreciate it comes with an actual brush and not the little sponge tip applicator. Now my big annoyance with this, there's not enough variance between the shimmers and the mattes. So take these 2 shimmers. These 2 shimmers are so incredibly similar. Honestly, I'd say they're the same shade, just different finishes. This one is a shimmer, this one is a pressed like glitter. And so the shade Scorched is a little bit more chunky. But it's just these 2, when you swatch them, it's like you might as well just have one of the shades. So that was a big annoyance that it's just, you could honestly take out about 3 of the shadows and make this a little cheaper and you wouldn't really notice a difference. Out of these, the first 5 shadows in here do not swatch well at all. I mean, they do perform well on the eyes, but I don't know. I expected more. All in all, I'm not saying I don't like this palette. I love this palette. But is it worth the $54? Is it worth going out and getting when you have a bunch of other warm palettes? We're going to find out. Alright, so the next one I want to show you guys is the cult favorite. This is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This one retails, it has a mirror, it retails for $42. You can pick it up in-store and online from both Sephora and Ulta, so it's very accessible. There's 14 shades, you have 0.7 grams each, so there's not a lot of product. You have 0.7 grams per shadow. In total, you have 9.8 grams of product. This costs $4.28 per gram. So per gram, that's really expensive. And then it's $3 per shadow. So, I mean, that's really expensive for a gram of product. That's more expensive than the Urban Decay one. That's more expensive than the Sephora one when it comes to cost per gram. Do it right here. That is Primavera. And I'm going to show you a Red Orchid. These blend really well. They perform nicely. There is a ton of fallout though, but that's true for like most Anastasia products. I think they do tend to have a lot of fallout. I mean, Subculture palette, this one, Prism palette, they have fallout. But when you have shadows that perform really well and have a lot of pigment, there is going to be fallout. So that's definitely not a turn off for me. But and just the price though per shadow and per gram is just really, really, really expensive. And in my opinion, I like the Sephora Pro palette better, and it is cheaper per gram. So the palette itself costs more, but you get more product and the product itself is cheaper. So that is my opinion on the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. Okay, so the next ones are the Sigma Beauty Warm Neutrals and Warm Neutrals Volume 2. So, I am, a little bit disclaimer, I am slightly biased towards Sigma, but I'm not going to let that, you know, go into this video. I love Sigma, I'm an affiliate of Sigma, but I'm not gonna let that change what I'm saying to you guys right now, if that makes sense. So here are the two palettes. I'm gonna be talking about them individually. They are the same price. They are each $39, but I do always have like a 10% off coupon code, so it'd be save $3.90. You can get them online and in some Nordstrom stores. I know that this one was released in Nordstrom's first. So, and I know it's not every Nordstrom, but some Nordstroms carry Sigma in store, so you can pick it up there if your Nordstrom's has it, or you can go to the actual Sigma store inside the Mall of America and get it, or you can just get it online. They do have really fast shipping though, I do appreciate that. There is 12 grams of product total, 12 shadows. Each shadow is 1 gram and it's $3.25 per gram. So far this is one of the cheaper palettes. I really enjoy the formula of these. They really remind me of the Lorac Pro shadows, which you guys know I love those. These include a very different formula though, in the sense that they're not like Morphe's, not like pigment, 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 we need more pigment. The focus with this type of formula is very much on usability, blendability, how it performs on the eyes. So these might not seem as pigmented, but they are what you need for your eyes, but also there's like essentially no fallout because there isn't as much pigment. These have enough pigment to give you a really good color payoff, but it's not gonna be like overly pigmented, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna swatch a few of them for you guys, just a mixture of the two palettes. It's the same formula. I'm going to show you the mattes. They're really, really, really soft and they blend out beautifully on the eyes. Now, as for pricing and things like that, these are a little bit pricier, but they're still not as expensive per gram. I would really recommend these palettes for people who are like the everyday makeup kind of person. Like you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you just do normal eyeshadow. I recommend these to you guys. Like over anything else because you don't need a ton. You tend to do a little bit more similar looks. If you have a night out, you do a little extra, but generally you guys do the same look over and over and over, which there's nothing wrong with that. That is a very normal thing. So for you people out there who are like that, I recommend these over anything. If you're not like an Instagrammer or a makeup obsessed person, you don't need all of that, if that makes sense. So I recommend these to, you know, more mature women or people who aren't as obsessed with makeup as say someone like me. I think you guys would really enjoy these. I think it'd be well worth your money. You would really find a lot of use out of them. They're travel friendly, so you can take them on business trips. They have a good mirror in them. They're nice and lightweight. It has the name of the shadows on the back. So overall, do you need these over all the warm palettes? No. But if you are the kind of person I'm describing right now, you need these in your life. Next, we have the ColourPop Yes Please palette. First off, keep in mind, this is very small. It has 12 shadows in it, right here. And this is $16. It is only online though. So whether it's Sephora online or the ColourPop website, it's only online, which, you know, so it's not as accessible as the other palettes. There's 12 shades. There is 0.85 grams per shadow. So this is in total the smallest palette out of all of them, even product wise. In total you have 10.2 grams of product, it's $1.56 per gram, so these are hands down one of the cheapest ones per gram. And you have it's $1.33 per shadow. You have 4 shimmers and none of them are too similar. They are all very kind of opposite of each other. You have a true gold right here, you have a more orangey gold right here, you have a deep copper color right here, and then you have a deep, you know, almost like copper ring from MAC. So this is like a copper with a lot of red underneath. And then also the mattes. You have 8 mattes and none of these are similar. Again, you have a neutral shade right here. You have a warm orangish brown right here. You have a true orange right here. You have a yellow. You have a kind of like a vanilla shade. None of these are similar. So you have a really good variance with this palette. Now, here's the thing though, it's only warm. Like there's not even something that's like somewhat neutral here. It's only warm colors. So you have to really be into warm colors to enjoy this palette, which I know a lot of you guys do. So I like that it has a base shade. I wish that it had a black, but it does have a deep fudge color here, which I guess can simulate black a little bit. These blend well. There's minimal fallout. Now it has no mirror though, which is, so it's not very travel friendly, but everything else hands down makes me really enjoy this palette. So this one is one of those runner-ups for top 3. So the next one is the Morphe 15D palette. This is $15. Accessibility wise, you can get it online only. They only sell the holiday palettes, and that's the thing, this is limited edition, so this is not going to be available for very long. You can only get it on the Morphe website, and their shipping is astronomically high, like ridiculous. It's only $15, but it's going to cost you like 30 bucks to get it. No joke. So you can add, basically take whatever palette you want, add $10. That's how much it's going to cost you. Just astronomical shipping. Whew. And that's not even like, because I live in Hawaii, that is just all together. You have to spend $100 just to get free shipping, and then you have to wait forever for your product. So that is a huge downside for this, but it is only $15 if you don't count shipping. So there are 15 shades, there are 6 shimmers, but my issue with the shimmers are Spark and Bronze Beauty are very similar. This one has a little bit more like gold in it, but they're just so similar that I'm just like, I only need one of those, you know what I'm saying? And then Glow and Highlight right here, again, same thing, very, very, very similar. This just has a tinge more orange in it, but when you swatch them, they look almost identical. And then even the name is the same, so think about it, Glow and Highlight. It's just, the shades in here are too similar. I feel like you could take out at least 4 or 5 of these shades and you really wouldn't notice a difference with this palette. Now the mattes, though, there is an excellent mix. I really like the mix of the mattes. The only ones I say that are a little too similar, I'd say are Editor and Define. Right here and right here. Those are a little too similar for my taste, but you know, there's enough difference that I can like look past it. It costs $1 per eyeshadow, 66 cents per gram. So these are hands down the cheapest shadows on the market that I've seen so far. And it swatches well, except just the eyes and natural. Let me show you. So all these swatch really well, but just the eyes. I don't know what it is about this shadow, but it just, you see that? It's like, when you go to the shade Natural, which is supposed to just be a good transition shade, it's just, it's like basically not there. So those are 2 really disappointing shadows in there. Really the most disappointing shadow in there is just eyes. I don't know, I hate that shadow. It does not perform well on the eyes, it doesn't swatch well. But overall, I like the palette, but it's not in the top 3. Next on the docket is the NYX Earth and Fire palettes. These ones, I love these. These are $30 a piece though, but these are their pro line, so that kind of explains the cost a little bit. Here is the Fire palette right here, and then here is the Earth palette right here. As you can see, these are very different, but together you guys can make some amazing looks with these. They are $30 a piece. You have 12 shades each. There's 8 mattes and 4 shimmers. No shade is even remotely the same. Like these, all the colors are 100% different. Now, because they are so different, you need to have a really artistic eye to make looks out of these. I would say if you're the everyday person, you're not going to want these for just regular makeup. You really have to have an artistic eye to have this be like an everyday palette. Each shadow costs $2.50. There's 1.41 grams per shadow, 16.92 grams in total per palette, which comes down to $1.77 per gram, which is actually, there's so much product in here, you guys. So $1.77 per gram, that's actually really, really good. That's right there with the ColourPop. So I'm okay with the $30 price tag because there's so much product in here. They swatch amazing, amazing blendability. My only issue, it doesn't cater to everyone, but is pro quality. So if you're a pro makeup artist and you want some more artistic palettes, I would really recommend these. But the upside to it is there is 6 palettes in this series, so you can maybe find one that caters more to you, and you can make that work for you. But again, I really enjoyed these a lot, but I'm not going to put them in my top 3, strictly because, in my opinion, you need a more artistic eye for these to be everyday palettes. And again, I'm here to save you guys money. And also, again, I'm not saying I don't like these. I love these. The goal of this video is to tell you guys which 3 Warm Eyeshadow palettes you would need and not need anything else if you want to save some money. Moving on to the Morphe 350. I'm sure you guys saw this one coming. So, this costs $23. You can get it Ulta online, or you can get it online from Morphe if you want to pay like a ridiculous amount of shipping. It is $1.53 per shadow, 1.6 grams per shadow, which is 40 cents per gram. So these are, the cost per gram is cheaper in these than it is for the Morphe 15D palette. There's a good range of shades, but too many of the shadows are similar in my in my opinion. I think you could take out a lot of these shadows, have it be less shadows, less money, and you would be good. There's a decent amount of shimmers to mattes ratio. I'm really happy with the amount of shimmers and mattes that are in here. I just wish that some of the blending shades, like all of these, like why? Why do you need all 6 of those? What does that do? You know what I'm saying? Or this row. No, you don't need that. It swatches as well, but it is really chunky. Now, same for the 3502. I don't know where it went. So the 3502, I actually like better than 350 itself. It does have a black in it, and it has a brow bone highlight. So it has the 2 main things I would want in a palette, a brow bone highlight, and it has a black. And there is a better variance in shades, but still a couple of them are a little too similar, but overall I like the 3502 better. I have run down through all of my warm eyeshadow palettes. That I do have some neutral, if you guys want to know about, like, if you guys want to do videos for like neutral palettes and cool tone palettes, I can do that. Let me know in the comments if you like that. But let me just tell you the 3 I think are worth the money from number 1 down to number 3. Number 1, I think if you want one good warm eyeshadow palette that is worth the money and everything like that, the Sephora Pro Warm palette. I never thought I would say that because I'm like, $68. But when you break it down with how much product you get, variance in shades, you know, swatches and blendability, just everything, Sephora Pro Warm palette is 100% the number 1 warm eyeshadow palette that I think you need. Number 2, if you're more on a budget and you are okay with leaning more towards the warm end, and that's another thing about the Sephora Pro palette is you have some more neutrals and some more warms, so you have a really good mix. You can kind of do whatever look you want. You won't need any other shades. Now, if you are able to lean more towards just the warm, the next one down, I think, is the ColourPop one. Hands down, you have good price per gram, really good blendability, really good pigment. It's just an amazing palette all around. It is not very travel friendly because it has no mirror, but if you don't mind packing a mirror with you, then you're good. So that is number 2. Now number 3 for me is the Morphe 3502. The reason I don't have that as number 2 or number 1 is just because the shipping is just the worst. Now, the saving grace is the fact that you can get it from Ulta, who does have free shipping, past $50, and even if you don't have free shipping, it's only $5.95, so it's a whole heck of a lot cheaper than the Morphe website. So those are my 3. I really hope that this video helped you guys out. I hope I can save you guys a little money. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you enjoying this type of video? Do you want to see more videos like this? If you want to see a neutral palette one, let me know, or any other type of makeup, like blushes, concealers, foundation, whatever. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to link down below the red lip product one so you guys can see kind of where the idea came from. And thank you so much for you who have suggested this to me. I really appreciate your guys' suggestions. I always read you guys' comments. I take your video suggestions and your suggestions in general. I take them to my mind and like I work with them. So thank you guys so much for your opinions and everything. They really help me out. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for sticking to the end. If you've stuck to the end, let me know in the comments so that I can just give you a big old thumbs up because you rock. And I hope you guys want to stick around by check out some more videos and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in again. It really means the world to me. I love you guys so much. You guys are my friends, and I'm just so glad that you come see me every single day. So with that said, I'm going to leave you guys for the night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah! Goodbye.